Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading, so I look at everything, take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play it as karmic themes. This will allow you to see why everything's playing out the way that it is. Now, the readings are a little bit longer with the therapy style to them, so you got to keep that in mind. And if you ever want to enter into winning a free reading, you can. You just need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. And it's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. That's really important when we're looking at the shadows. If you ever forget that word, it'll be in the comment bar along with all other important information about my shadow healing coaching program. For those of you that do want to join, it is on we're paused because we're full, but we will reopen and enrollment will be possibly in a month, maybe a month and a half. We are not really quite sure how long it's going to take this round to make it through. It takes time, and I don't rush people. So if you want to be informed when the next time enrollment is, all you need to do is click on the link in the description box and it'll take you to sign up so that when enrollment is, you'll be one of the first to know. All right. Just wanted to put that out there. And also, if you're connected to a Virgo or a Scorpio, you might want to check out my other channels. All right, we're going to jump right on in today. And like I said, we're going to look and see what the word of the video is. See what's going on. Well, this kind of just came out and it's criticism. And it kind of just fell out, but I want to actually take another card because it was like betrayal. So I feel like you're in separation right now, Gemini, from someone that did you dirty. And though they want to come back, they don't want to deal with the consequences. Obviously, you would tell them what they did, and they already know what they did. You would also tell them how it made you feel. And again, they don't really want to hear it. There's almost a sense that they wish that they could come back and forget about what they did in the past. So I feel like you're in separation with someone that's actually trying to strategize right now. They're trying to figure out what their next move will be. And so I feel like, they've wanted to come back for a while, but what prevents them is that they really can't come back pretending that this was a misunderstanding or that, blame it on something other than themselves, to be honest. And it's because they decided to take a really long time to even look at how they treated you. They feel like when you stopped talking to them, that it was like a little game. And so they tried to use time and space as a weapon, thinking that you would eventually cave because people have played this game with this person before. So they figured they would handle you the way that they handle everyone else. Only I don't think that this connection is that type of a connection. I feel like it's a deep connection. It was supposed to be a deep connection, which is why this person wants to come back. So this is the underlying energy in it. Like I said, this is a spiritual connection, knowledge, wisdom. And we're talking about that higher wisdom. It's ESP through the heart and mind. There's a knowing, and it's a divine knowing. But this person being all self-righteous got in like their attitude of not wanting to be told what to do. That's how they saw it. Even though you weren't telling this person what to do, you were telling them how you felt. But they were all self-righteous. So now they're in a place of guilt because they know that they acted like they didn't care. Now they fear that you're looking at them like all negatively. And why play games? Why play games? So when you were dealing with this person, they were giving too much to everyone else. I feel like at the time they were connected to somebody and they were giving too much, not because they wanted to be with that person, but because they felt guilty, because they actually didn't want to be criticized in that situation either. It's like this person is an avoidance style, has an avoidance style of how they deal with things. They don't, they run from them. They never really fully close out cycles. So, what it is that this person is giving way too much or did give way too much to somebody that they didn't want to no longer be with, but they felt guilty and they have people that are surrounding them that are telling them. So whether it's their family, whether it's the karmic's family, whether it's mutual friends that are telling this person that they really shouldn't go, that they should give to this. They should try to make it work, but they don't want to make it work. And they've been holding back from this person, but they've been over giving and compensating. So the giving of their time, giving of their resources. But the whole time, I feel like they're not giving you anything. I think this person didn't think it was going to go on for as long. That's why I said they're sitting there scheming, and you feel like, well, the whole time that they were with you, you felt like they were scheming too. And that's because this person is not comfortable in the emotions. So they don't tap into their intuition the way that people do when they want to know if someone like cares about them, right? This person tries not to take their emotions into consideration. They don't want their emotions dictating their actions. But in this situation, it looks like they're being taken advantage of because they have people that are surrounding them that are telling them what to do, but they're not tapping into themselves. However, they're unhappy. And so they're not sharing with those people. They're just showing those people that they're going along with it. But that one karmic knows that they're still holding back. I believe that the karmic doesn't want them to leave. So it's almost like your person's sitting there like trying to scheme to figure out again how to come back to you, but they, again, the whole time that you were dealing with them, you felt like they were always scheming. And that's because this person's in balance. Person that never taps into their intuition is in balance. We can't always deal with everything logically. There are certain things that just don't logically make sense. And I feel like this connection doesn't really make sense to them because they almost feel powerless. They feel powerless in this situation with you, their feelings. It's like they're almost afraid that you'd have too much control. Well, I believe that the karmic, again, can feel this. And now the karmic has closed in where they just keep on, taking, and the people that are surrounding them, who they've recruited in, are also telling them. So your person feels powerless because, again, they're not taking control of their own life. And they feel powerless of not knowing how to deal with you because they know that they already kind of screwed you over. So they're sitting here in regret. And the karmic is saying that they doubt quite highly that you would even take them back. So your person's not being with the karmic, but they're not with you and they're not with anyone. So they're in a place of real loneliness. And because of that, the karmic is becoming more and more and more imbalanced. And your person is very imbalanced too, because they can feel, the karmic is getting angry. And they also know that time is ticking and they haven't given you anything and that you've held back. And they're not listening to their intuition. They're listening to their logic. So they have a lot of anxiety, afraid that you're leaving, but they're also angry because they kind of feel trapped, but they're not strong enough to turn around to the people that are telling them that they should stay with this person and the karmic that, hey, I don't really want to be with you. Yeah, and so self-righteous. Instead, they put on like the facade. And this is because they have such a low self-esteem. And the facade is, again, that everything's fine, that they're in full control. If anything, they act cocky and they act self-righteous, where really everybody in this person's environment knows that they're not happy. And they're actually laughing at this person because they're like, we know that you don't like what we're doing. We don't care that you don't like what we're doing. So when you were dealing with this person, like I said, I feel like they acted like they didn't care, but again, didn't give you the like needed constant attention from everyone else because they emotionally wouldn't give you anything. So emotionally, they're not giving you what you need because if they were, you would be feeding them too. It would be an equal give and take reciprocity type of connection. They weren't doing that. So instead, there was they were getting attention from a lot of other people. They weren't with the karmic, they held back from the karmic, but they sit there and they talk to all these insignificant people, whether that's people on social media, people that come into their work, just people that they come in contact with every day. It's like they try to hook up with those people or they flirt with those people so that they get attention. Even if it's just the attention, this person always needs attention, and not from one person, but from multiple people. And it's mainly because they're not giving in to their real feelings. They really have feelings for you, but they're not giving in to the karmic either. They're just being nicer to the karmic because it's like they feel guilty. They feel like, again, that they should. So I don't know whether this person had kids with this person. I don't know whether or not at one time they were married or they're still married, but your person is not happy in that connection and they're being manipulated and they're not listening to their heart. They're not listening to like their higher self. And they never have since this, even in the beginning of this connection. Yeah, it's like, so now your person feels like they can't breathe because the karmic is there 24/7, that's on standby, and kind of knows that at any given time that they're going to run to you. Maybe they don't know that it's you per se, but they know that they don't want them. Because I believe that this karmic is like kind of like a friends with benefits type of deal. You know, someone that they keep around, but they don't really have the emotional connection. Maybe at one point, a really long time ago, but not now. But your person also knows and can feel that, that person is there. And so I feel like you went into hermit mode. It's like this person has a lot of anxiety because they don't know what you're doing. You're in isolation right now. And being that you're in isolation, it's not so much that you're in isolation, it's that you're not talking to this person. And so you're not posting as much on social media. So they can't figure out what's going on with you. And so they don't feel safe anymore. See, I don't know why this person didn't give anything and then, decided now all of a sudden that they're thinking of you. Let's ask that question because it almost doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why? Why would, why are they all of a sudden like, again, they didn't give you anything. Now they're stuck with a karmic, but what's the whole point of it? What are they thinking about? I'm feeling controlled by people around me and I don't like it. It's pushing me to find my power again. And that's what I was telling you about, the karmic getting all those people like friends and relatives and just people like to try to influence them to make them stay. And they're going along with it, but they don't feel good about it. I miss you. Let's both stop running away. This person knows that, again, they don't know where you are. They feel that you're in isolation. You're not posting anything, that you're not, if they reached out to you, you didn't reach back out. they're not getting any information. So being that it's so quiet, you might be talking to somebody else. I feel like this person has a lot of anxiety around that. It's not telling us what actually happened. Our hearts are connected. Take a moment to close your eyes and feel the connection. So this person feels like I still have a connection to you. I feel like they always had a connection. I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense. That's what I was saying. Like they were very defensive. So in the beginning of this connection, they acted like they didn't care and they were defensive. And I feel like it's because this karmic has always been there. And they, you know, they might have said that they were divorced. They might have said that they were separated or that the relationship was on its way out. This person lives separate from the karmic doesn't want it to end, not because they care about this person, but they're going to lose something. And so your person knows that if they leave the karmic, that they're going to lose a lot too. So I feel that, you know, they really didn't want to get close. They really didn't want to have that type of deep connection because they didn't want to lose their comfortability. So they never had planned on catching feelings, but it's just something that happened. So here they have this deep connection with you and they're playing all these games. And the reason why is because they're hiding the karmic and they're hiding the fact that there's all these people that are connected to the karmic and want them to stay with the karmic. I need you to trust me and believe I am working towards union with you. Like I said, they're trying to figure things out. It's not telling me why, but I guess it did answer why. So they're working their way towards union with you. Let's ask like one more. I daydream about you. Sometimes it's sexual, sometimes I visualize our future together. I'm looking for a way out of this situation so I can be free. I, a long time ago, shut off my feelings and those parts of me, it's because they were afraid of love. And it's mainly because of this karmic. I feel like your person tends to run into relationships like 1,000 miles an hour and it's very sexual. And it's so like passionate that it dies. It dies really fast, which by the way is an intimacy issue when you go from this like all this sex and passion and then nothing. It's like because the relationship was out of balance. And so what happened is that at one time I feel like maybe they had a good connection with the karmic, but it fizzled out fast. But during that time, a lot of plans were made, meaning they might have bought a house together, they might have had a child together, something bound them together. So it became a trauma bond, which was fine as long as your person was able to run around and hook up with other people, because then they emotionally were getting their needs met because they were no longer attracted to that because it went from one extreme to another, which is a second chakra imbalance. You can't, if like there was no mystery, there was no anything. The relationship went right into like a married situation. So your person didn't really even know who this person was when they had made a lot of the plans, the arrangements. And so now they really do have a connection with you because they literally slow walk this. They've been sitting here the whole time thinking about you. You walked away from this. So they're just stuck looking at the karmic every day. So the thing is, this person's saying, like, again, I shut down those parts of me that wanted love and romance and intimacy. So sex was just sex because they would keep themselves in that place to stay connected to the karmic, even though they don't want to be with karmic. Thing is, it's like now they really want out, and the karmic is saying, well, shit, whatever I'm doing isn't working. So now I got to recruit all these people to get on board to help me, to convince them that They're not. So what's happening is that they're manipulating. And I'm feeling like there must be a business involved. There must be something involved. They're saying, well, if this person leaves, then you're going to be out of money. Well, if this person leaves, like there's going to be consequences to you. So, of course, it's not in anyone's best interest for your person to leave. They want them to stay. They don't care whether they're happy or not. And your person was embarrassed to say anything, but they're figuring out a way to come back. So don't contact this person because I believe it's the fact that you cut your energy off, you walked away from this person, that this person now, they can't stop thinking about you because you're not posting anything. They don't know what's going on and it's driving them crazy. And the more that I feel like they get crazy, the more that karmic gets crazy because they're like again recruiting people and they're doing all this other shit like to try and make it happen, right? It's again, yeah, there's almost like your person is getting like spiritual insight to the whole thing and that this connection is so deep. It's just so deep that they're like, I can't walk away from it. And it's like, really, I just feel like your person never really wanted to be with that person. It's like it was okay, they were existing. But, once you have a deep connection with somebody and they know that they didn't give you anything, and they're like, and I have feelings. I never intended to catch feelings. I can't help this. It would be easier, obviously, for me not to care so that I wouldn't have to deal with this. This is where they're at. We have to say, why did you connect to this person, right? Because they're planning on coming back. We saw that. So we have to say, you're a magnet of who and what comes into your life. Why would you need to learn this lesson, regardless of whether you take this person back or you don't? What is the spiritual lesson with this person? What are they coming into your life to teach you about this one? Trauma, number one. This person has trauma too. Innocence, water. I already see it. Hope, organized chaos, and unworthy. So I feel like, believe it or not, you both grew up in a very similar environment. However, being with this person, they made you feel unworthy and it brought back trauma from when you were a child and it affected your unique individuality. That's that second chakra to be able to go with the flow of life. Water is life, but water actually does represent that second chakra, the fluidity of life. So you were controlled, and you were controlled because it was organized chaos at home, and that's what it felt like. So it wasn't like you didn't have dinner or a roof over your head. Life still worked, but it was traumatic for you because you felt unworthy. And that it didn't might have not even meant that your parents didn't love you. It could be that they had a hard time showing or expressing support to you or love to you, but it's how from the child self. And the child self, we always, until those wounds are healed, we still hold on to them. So there was still a part of you that felt unworthy. And so hope is something that I feel like is a gift that you always had. So even though you did grow up in trauma, you always had hope for better days. So what you had to do in order to integrate this spiritual lesson was to make yourself feel worthy by pouring into yourself. Now, whether that was for a job, a career to make money, maybe again you had a problem making money, or maybe you did not know what your soul's path was. So you put time and energy towards that. For some of you, you needed to fix your health and you put time for that. And for others, it was you didn't have enough emotional support. Again, it felt like the same exact energy. And emotional support is also friends, passions of life, hobbies, interests. Maybe you felt like you didn't have enough of your own social life. And understand that's important. Now, you might say, what's important about that? Well, it creates balance. You don't want a person to come into your life and see you as an island to yourself, especially someone that was in a trauma bond. It means that they tend to be very codependent, and they're codependent too because they grew up in trauma and they felt unworthy. And when we feel unworthy, then there's a piece missing out of us, right? So we feel that there's a piece missing out of us because we label it defective, not good enough, not worthy. However, there's no such thing. We need to integrate that part of ourselves, and that means learn from the spiritual lesson. So you felt inadequate in an area of life that had to do with the second chakra, and that's passion for life, but it also could be career. It could also be, again, to make your money, to make some sort of passion. Could not be a hobby, it could be like an interest. It's you put the time and energy into yourself, and that's what needed to be, even for you to be with this person, because if they come back and you didn't have that, it would just go back into another codependent trauma bond relationship, even though you're on a high vibration. And the reason why you didn't give to this person was because you already saw that they didn't give enough. However, they had feelings, but having that avoidance style, well, there's someone that hasn't done any healing, that says. They haven't done any reflection. They have feeling towards you, and they want to surrender their ego. They want to get out of this situation. It's uncomfortable. Once met somebody that you actually really do have feelings for, you kind of want to be with that. You realize, well, I can have it all in life. Where this person's like was living like, well, as long as I have my money and I have my possessions, that's enough. Where really, I feel like you put time and energy into yourself, and this person sees that and compares you to the karmic, and just is like, I know I would have a better life. So they step it up, but they're coming into your life while your life is balanced so you can teach this person. And that is if you even take this person back. Now, everybody has free will to choose what they want to do, right? We always say that. But we'll ask. And it's like, I feel like, well, the connection is a healing style connection. And there is a lot of, again, look at the sexuality, relationship, strong relationship. So it's, again, I feel like it is a strong connection. Oh, it could be like a twin flame too, even though we don't see anybody like doing everything together. I'm not seeing that, but we do see like there's a lot of growth here. Okay, there's a lot of growth, mature love, a lot of healing. So, and I feel like you're going to talk a lot. Okay. So I feel like you guys are going to talk a lot on the phone. You're going to communicate a lot. You're going to have an opportunity to tell this person how you feel. I feel like they're going to be a lot more receptive. I do feel like they're the ones that are going to reach out to you. I feel like they're going to be very transparent. Everything that you didn't know, you're going to know. So the irony that they hid from you because they didn't want to tell you because they were embarrassed is the fact that now they have to tell you everything in order to come back. They have to tell you everything that they didn't want to tell you because they were embarrassed. But it's, again, they want to break free of the repetitive cycles that they were in. This person loves how independent you are. There's a sense that you bring out like the youth in them, and there's a lot of mutual things that they see that why you and them would be good together. And I feel you the same thing. So again, believe that once you have a lot of communication with this person, you're gonna bring out a lot within each other, but it's like almost like a youthful energy. Like I feel like you and this person are gonna go off and have a lot of fun together. Almost like the childhoods that you both didn't have, you guys are gonna have it together. And that's what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, like it's like this person doesn't know when they're coming, but they do know that they're coming. So it can happen at any moment. And I feel like like you said, that once this person calls you and talks to you, then you're gonna be more open. You're gonna say, all right, well, like I'll give it a chance. And then it winds up becoming like a real, like almost like you become best friends with this person. And then from there, then you can have a good relationship because they have intimacy issues. And they said that. They said, I cut those feelings off a long time ago. In order to live with karmic, I didn't care about love anymore. I compartmentalized, and that's really what they did. They, had the karmic that would take care of whatever they took care of, and then they would get their emotional needs met from other areas. They just don't want to do it anymore. That's why the karmic is flipping out. That's why the karmic is recruiting people, but it's not going to work because what it's doing is it's opening up your person's eyes to saying, well, like, I'm being controlled. You don't really want me. It's like you just don't want to lose your comfortability. So we leave it off with that and we ask one last question. Not even a question. We ask the divine for some advice. My allergies are killing me. All right. And we ask the divine for some advice. What is the advice? Goodness, I refine my character and overcome difficulties by remaining positive. I calm my heart and illuminate my intellect to transform shadow into light. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. This connection, I don't know if it's a twin flame, but it's definitely a soulmate and it could be a soul partnership. And it's where you both help each other to grow, to become better versions of yourself. Because you guys are going to become like best friends, where you go and you play together, you heal the intimacy. Sorry about that. You heal the intimacy issues, you heal the second chakra issues, and that's really what this connection is. So this may not be a forever connection, but it's definitely an important connection because it's again will transform your darkness into light, right? And that's again integrate the shadow part of self so that you can manifest exactly what you want to manifest, the goodness, like, and that could be, whatever you find good, whether that's the perfect job, whether it's the perfect relationship, it's that you both are gonna help each other to heal those wounded aspects of self that happened in childhood and by becoming children almost again. And that I love that story. I actually like the story. Um, it's a nice ending. It surprised me because it's almost like you end up being like friends at first, and like that, and that says a lot for this person because they have intimacy issues. They usually again just focused on the sex. So being a friend, it's that they're willing to create that intimacy, and that's scary for them. But unconditional love makes a person step into their divine self. And for you, I feel like you had to like heal certain aspects of yourself before this person came into your life to not repeat certain karmic cycles of your own. So I like the story. I'm going to leave that there, Gemini. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.